everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to be playing a Orzhov list that actually won a MTGO challenge recently, I think scoring a record of 7 and 1 in a best of 3 format scaling. And we're going to try it out here in best of 1. I thought the deck list looked pretty well for best of 1, and we get to kind of see some cards shine one last time almost, potentially, considering a lot of these cards will be rotating. I'll get those kind of out of the way right now. If you're curious which ones they are, if I'm wrong on one of these, sue me, I guess. I don't know. Obviously, I'm joking. But I think all of these cards are rotating. And then, obviously, the Shatter Sanctums will be gone as well. I think everything else is good to go. But outside of that, our plan is to do kind of what Orzhov has been doing in Standard for a while. And that is to kind of play early threats that are a little bit better than our opponent's early threats and outgrind them, using Bronco to draw cards to drain our opponent, or using a card like Tenacious Underdog that gets value from being discarded with Liliana, or even surveilled over with the Backstreet. We don't technically lose this card ever. We're duressing our opponent, taking cards out of their hand, using our removal suite of 3 cutdowns and 4 go for the throws with Liliana minuses in here, along with Emperor Exiles. And just trying to outvalue our opponent where we can, or if our opponent's a control deck or a slower deck, we try to get under them the best that we can and quickly, while having Shieldred in the game if possible, or a card like Emperor making enough threats to do it, along with the wedding announcement. Outside of that, we have a sideboard. It'll be linked in the deck description if you're wanting to run this in best of 3. If you already kind of have it and you're not really worried about rotation because you already own the cards, sure. Other than that, let's go ahead and hop into the games, and if you all enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing. Truly helps out the channel. Other than that, let's just hop into the games. Okay, cool. We're good. Sorry, I had to do something. I realized my game was running, or my monitor was running at a really low frame rate. You have to do that when you play like the Fallout games or something like that, 'cause they run off your FPS based on your monitor or whatever on your monitor. And my monitor was too high, so I had to lower it. So when I was playing this game and I tried to drag a card out, it was being like super buggy. Wow, just main phase play with fire. They do not care. Sure. Left on top, I believe. So I hold up the cut down, and then I graveyard trespass to the creature. That'd be nice to do. But we'll see. What's happening? Oh. There that goes. Sure, now we have Emperor. If I give him one unhindered turn, because it's going to be so hard for me to interact with that regardless, right? I think so. That's what's so tough about this card, is like we're just not going to be able to mess with it anyway. I'm going to play a Graveyard Trespasser. I'm just going to hope that they don't have a ton of crazy stuff going on, and then we can Emperor Exile it. Maybe they'll have like a lackluster turn here. You can go for Graveyard Trespasser. You can discard a card. That'll be fine. But even if they don't necessarily... Oh, you're lightning striking this? Fantastic. Sure. That works out way better for me. Uh-huh. You draw another Graveyard Trespasser off the top. It was definitely going to be like cut down here. Then play like... Could it honestly be that anyway? Could it just be cut down this and then play a wedding announcement? Honestly, I'm not opposed to that. You just keep my Emperor around. We cut down now so they don't have the spells up and available. And if I know mono red, if they've played one Ancestral Anger, there's another one in hand somewhere. Yeah. Sure. Monstrous Rage it up. Oh no, I'm so shocked. My opponent played a Monstrous Rage. Fun. And just keeping creatures off the board seems good. And I'll again make another 1/1 that blocks. And then I'll play a Shielder next turn. And if I draw a land, I'll play Shielder plus Tenacious Underdog. Hopefully, shocking there gains me 2 life pretty much. Most likely looking to make it 2/2 regardless. Swamp is exactly what we need. We play Shieldred. I play Underdog. Can I bring this up to attack? No. argument, you could argue that we bring up Foundry and attack with the 1/1 plus the Foundry, and then we get to draw off our wedding announcement, but instead we don't get to. Now this is a 5/6, dodging the big removal spell that they do play because its toughness is now too high. Sure. I will block like this. Take minimum here. They get a shock, which kind of does nothing. They were highlighting Shieldred, and I was like, wow. They really figured it out. This one. Alright. That's all she wrote. Very cool. You come away with the win. Pretty happy with that, and I'll take it. Alright, so our hand's pretty good. We get to Surveil right away, play an Underdog into a Trespasser into a Shieldred. I feel like that's a decent curve. This curve has failed in the past, and it looks like it could fail here based on these kind of counter spells. We'll let the land go for now. We'll most likely draw another one between the time that we hit the Shieldred or go beyond that. Blue-white, just kind of hard control. Do we leave the Bronco up? You can argue this is like the time to stick the Bronco because like they had minimum looks. But Tenacious Underdog's annoying, but if they no more lies Tenacious Underdog and then it gets exiled, so I go for Bronco instead. Again, if Tenacious Underdog gets to stick next turn and say they just like kill it, which most likely they'll have an exile effect, but it's just like playing to our outs for the most part. Oh, it's Esper. Everything changed. At least I assume it's Esper. It could be that Azorius mid-range pile, I guess. I kind of doubt it though. Never really rely on that deck too much. They didn't counter the Bronco, and most times these decks are so eager to snap off the counter spell. Let's try. They could have drawn it, or they really just stopped making the 2/2 as better. But I feel like a card like Bronco, I would always try to counter. Okay, Get Lost is used on it, sure. We'll exile the Bronco, I suppose. Could have waited until I saddled, I suppose. And then they would have a free attack here. But now if they do nothing, they get no free attack. They play Wedding Announcement. So this is the Azorius Tempo deck. The only card I kind of have to fear, which this card's pretty good, but do I just play a Shieldred? Shieldred's pretty good. Shieldred's really good, actually. And then next turn I can duress and then double down my creatures. Or I can double down my creatures and then play Shieldred duress next turn. Interesting. Maybe it is supposed to be the double down in the Shieldred. Actually, I'm so afraid of a Sunfall, though. I'm going to duress now. Emperor, even. Temporary Lockdown is so-so. I'm going to get rid of the Emperor. It's like, this hurts them just as much. This one. And I personally don't care to get aggressive. No Emperor out, I suppose. Double block. Be fine with me. Sweet. The reason why I'm okay with this double block is because this card becomes incredibly difficult for me to deal with. Like, I normally just cannot, I will not be able to deal with that card. Temporary Lockdown, tapping out, eating up my map and my Underdog, sure. Make a 1/1. Go for the throw, actually huge here. Here is a Shelly. You ever get lost? You could. It could screw this up, I guess. When this enters the battlefield, exile target spell. It becomes plotted. Okay. I never tried to figure out how that interacted. Again, they can Tidebinder or Shieldred and make it just like a generic 4/5, which is interesting. My favorite part. Here comes the Virtue. Virtue, honestly, card I'm afraid of. Card is pretty hard for me to answer. But they are tapped out. I can attack for 4. They'll block. And And they'll probably tempo block in terms of they'll block with one and then block with another one later. Although they will go up to 4 if they do it right. If they let the update, won't have to worry about it too long because this will be rotating. But the way Arena loves to stack its triggers, it will make you make the 1/1 after you untap and make the creature, so you'll lose the counter. As you can tell, they lost their counter there. I will not play around Emperor. I do not think I can afford to. It'd be very obvious that I have something going on. They call it. Make a 2/3, I suppose. Then go for the throat, whatever they do. Sure. What about his plus here?
Under my watch.
I think I make a 2/3 and I just straight up go for the throat this.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Yeah, I like that. Now they could obviously bring this land up and attack me with it. Maybe playing Sorin in general there is just not the play. Maybe I'm supposed to like play the Bronco, but I'd love to get through this turn and then use Sorin, and maybe I'm not supposed to attack with Shieldred, but I was kind of hoping our opponent would take the off chance to answer the Shieldred. They chose not to. And now if they bring this up and attack Sorin, I will block the 2/2 because they have to swing both. Oh, no, they don't, because this makes it bigger, right? They do regardless. This 3/4 is fine. I'm going to take out the 2/2. Also really happy this card's gone, by the way, even though it's in our deck as well. I think the play should have been play Bronco, and then definitely should have been like play Bronco and do our thing. Realistically, they're in trouble of losing themselves. They have this creature to flash in if they'd like. The combat ones. Sure. Uh-huh. Block Shieldred, which means I'm not budging here. I'll keep my Emperor available. Bronco. And we'll keep the Emperor up. 1, 2, 3. Attack with that. So if they find land, it works, I guess. Shieldred. Hits. Down to 7. What if they've been Esper this whole time? Wouldn't that be crazy? To be like 14 cards deep. Been able to use every spell, but you've been Esper this entire time. But haven't seen neither a black card or a black land. Obviously they're not. It's very clear that they're Azorius. They concede. Okay. Go first. I have Surveil land. Shieldred Emperor. Sure, why not? Why not run it down? Run it down mid. I'm okay with the rest, I think. I don't know what they're playing, so it's kind of hard to argue to keep the rest or not. But I have no turn to play, so why not? Mono Red is pretty good. We just get to take the Monstrous Rage or Ancestral Anger out of their hand, kind of. I'd love to take Kamano, much as I love that card. We're both playing which of our spells rotates first. This, annoying. This draws them a card, so I'm taking it. This also doesn't give trample, so a card like Fugitive Codebreaker here, like this 1/1 can just block it, I guess. Ooh, that card, however, gets trample. Oh no, we just died, huh? That's crazy. I have to play the Surveil land and hope I'm not dead. And then I need to play this and Emperor exile the Picnic Runner. What's this? 4, 7, 14, 15, 16. Got another spell? Honestly, I think we just play Scamper there, no? Oh, they're loading up. They're prepping. And to the Orzhov deck, I think this is also a very loose play, but sometimes it just goes to show it doesn't matter. 4 or 5. Well, they have to do it pre-combat if they want Picnic Ruiner to get double strike, right? I just have to hope it's a dead card. Okay, fair enough. Even though I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, they don't. So now Picnic Ruiner just won't get double strike. But I kind of have to do it anyway. 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure, I guess. What are we targeting? Will we target something? Honestly, probably most disciplined play would be to target the Kamano. But I don't know. Or just not do anything at all. Just let me take a lot of damage here. What do we got, opponent? Okay. Nothing. I think I have to take the damage. And I have to do it here. I have to do it here where I exile and then make a token. Which, weirdly enough, I kind of have to... Oh, they sacked that? Oh, bail me out, please. Sure. I'm gonna do this so I stop getting pauses here. They already... I said they already targeted with the scamp. I swear if I do this and they're able to hit my Emperor, I'm gonna be so upset. Let's get this off the battlefield. We'll go up to 3. Kamano will flip next turn. What a draw. Holy. I just don't think it matters, right?
I guess that's it then. Keep watch for
Because they proliferated, this Kamano gets to come up, and I don't think it'll matter. Because... I still think Ancestral Anger still is worse for us. I guess I have to do this now. Then it doesn't matter, right? Because it's still 4. This is tough. I don't think I have an out. So I can't bring this up. Shieldred doesn't work. This doesn't get there. Wow, this Kamano coming up is actually brutal. It might not matter anyway, to be honest. Like, they could draw Lightning Strike here and I'd be dead. Yeah. Here. They didn't get antsy. Good game, opponent. You got it.
Run away. You'll be safe.
Maybe they'll forget. I don't know. Maybe they'll play around cut down. Be so sick if I had cut down, but good game. Going the Prowess to get the Kamano to flip up, whether they did it intentionally or not, actually wins them the game there. Now, did they have better, like, really good chances regardless? Is there something I could have done different, maybe? I don't know. I feel like we had to get the Emperor down. And so I had to play that second Surveil land, which actually comes back to hurt us. I don't know. Maybe the rest I should have taken it, but I feel like Ancestral Anger is so much worse. On to the next one regardless. First. Sure. I think I want to play this later in the turn. Do I? No, I think I want to Surveil. I think you kind of always want to Surveil first. I don't mind underdog here. Graveyard Trespasser, you're about to be the best card. Let's play Bronco. Be ready. Play Sanctum, play Graveyard Trespasser, exile this card. Sure. Or chat, we do something different. I guess they won't be able to do this anyway, but they can block here. It's probably just underdog, cut down, have underdog through, right? Or saddle, I guess. Here. Get it out of the way. Okay. That's all it took. Very cool. So if you're wondering why I waited until the activation in order to remove this, this aftermath, the reason I waited for activation is because if Bronco would have revealed another cut down, I don't want them to know I have a cut down in hand. So if it reveals cut down and that goes in my hand, then I will use that cut down in order to remove it, so they get less information that way. But because it revealed a Liliana regardless, like, I'm going to do it. And then most likely their turn was play another one or play Nissa. And then Liliana is going to enter and get rid of it. And then they're running into all sorts of problems. Very cool, though. Very, very cool, though. Yes. Because we're first, I'm fine with these. If we weren't first, that'd be a little bit more questionable. A scry here. Or a maul here. Very nice. Does anybody remember the old mulligan rule? Do I just take the 4th land? Probably. Honestly, no. I think I throw that one back. And just try to draw like a different land here. Sure. I get another look and I'll take it if it happens to be that next turn. Another Bronco. Now if it's a land, I'll keep. Yeah, I'll keep the Foundry. It's fine. But back in the day when you mauled, by back in the day, like War of the Spark area, Modern Horizons 1 area is when it switched, I believe. But when you mulliganed, you would actually just, like, instead of drawing 7 cards on your maul, you would draw 6, and then you would get to scry 1. Very sick, huh, chat? We hold up go for the throw here. I feel like that's a pretty good option considering they missed a land drop. And if it's like combat, try to Ancestral Anger here or something. I think it's pretty clear we should just get rid of this. They can Monstrous Rage Kamano, but I don't think it's worth like taking 4 if they choose to do nothing. This is an Ancestral Anger in hand. They're going to try to use it to get a land, which then takes the tempo away. Sure. That makes sense. Now, I could play Bronco and then play Invasion, look at their hand, but I feel like their cards in hand are so good. But are they? Are they better than the Invasion? This was one land. Like, how realistically, how bad can it be? You know what I'm saying? That's Invasion. Take a look. Oh my, you kept a 1-lander and you're blue-red. What are we doing? Like, I cast a spell until... I know the answer normally takes Shore Up, but... Do I take Monstrous Rage or Slick Shot? I think I take Slick Shot, because if they draw a land, play Slick Shot, and then... I'm taking Slick Shot. I'll make that thing 4 mana, dude. I think you have to plot from hand. Yeah, I think you have to plot from hand. I mean, I know the Monstrous Rage is in there. I'm good. What's up, dog? What we got? Are we committing? The reason I think they don't want to is because if that's their only card, then they don't have a whole lot going on. Saddle for 3. Not really worth it, I suppose. Oh, yeah, let's just do this and exile the creature.
You started this one, but I'm going to. My judgment
Fun.
is final.
Ooh, look at that. We dodged. Risky play. Risky business. Risky play. Best part about these, by the way, is you can kind of evaluate your hand before you look. But opponent goes first. Hand's a little questionable, but we'll keep just based off this invasion. Okay. Doesn't get rid of Deep Cavern Bat anyway, so let's just take a look. Underdog can go in the yard. We're perfectly fine with that because we get value from it later. Golgari. The rest has a little more options. Okay, sure. Invasion or duress? Or Bronco, invasion, and duress next turn. Yeah, why not? What they gotta do? Play a 3-drop against me? No, no. That's tough. We let that happen, I think. Close. Let us invasion first, because we don't know if the rest is good. All right, we take creature. Then we duress and take the Gix. Then I just pass and I probably block the Gissa. And then I use Emperor to exile it, maybe? Or I get bonked. I don't know. Sure. Drawing a card. Remove 3 counters from this, please. That'd be so funny. They're like, yeah, sure, why not? We draw a good card. Can't. That's a good card. Man, cut down. You're doing the world some favors right now, big dog. Oh man. Wait until they declare attackers, I guess. Or you can do weird stuff where I like play it on their turn, then they have to figure stuff out. This Emperor may save us. We may lose. There's a lot of options. Playing Takenuma seems weird, unless it's an Aklazos. Hostile Investigator. Yes. What a draw. I still think we hold Takenuma, by the way, but that's just me. But they're looking to play Preacher next turn, so I guess it's like fine. I'll keep my horrible cut down. Has to be Glissa here.
Must contend with your done.
Glissa could kill my Emperor on her own. The card, I guess. This one.
We must protect the people.
Heck, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I think we can concede, right, chat? I don't see us winning this game anytime soon. Get a card draw. I can't even like really deal with these. I can cut down this, but they can draw a card. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think I got hostile investigated. This is one of these. Play a card I can't answer, and I will allow you to win. Yeah, seems like a good one. I'm good. Yep. Did you win your game or nah? Nah, it was fine. I'm gonna keep. Have at thee. So much red. Yeah. Pass. Play him. Play him. I love. Wow. Okay. My opponent's gaming. Yeah. Ancestral Anger, please. This is the worst part about Slick Shot. Is like, bro, you can hit me for 2 damage. I am fine with that. Like, I don't care about 2 damage here. Unlike other creatures that have like a little bit higher like punching, like 2 damage is way more, you know, when you break it down. Instead of a 20 turn clock, it's a 10 turn, you know, it's so much faster. Obviously, but like hopefully that made sense. What do we got, opponent? Did I have another one? I will indeed counter your card draw. Ancestral Anger, don't be confused. Letting them Ancestral Anger the creature is a tough call. It's so good. Because then it typically leads into another one. It helps them find another threat. This is probably a Lightning Strike if I had to guess. This is a great chance to set like Graveyard Trespasser down. It's also a good opportunity to put Sorin down, make a 2/3 flying lifelinker. I think it's Trespasser time. And then I go right up to 19. And then they also can't just Lightning Strike this away, which I'm putting them on. I'm putting them on having Lightning Strike. But if they want to do this, it takes another card, and so be it. So be it. Nothing. Okay. Whisper, sure. Lightning Strike? Oh, there's Ancestral Anger. One anger always leads into another, I swear. If they have one, they have a second one. If you're playing best of one, always play around it. I'll let it happen. All day. All day here. Because now I can Emperor, exile it, attack, exile their other creature, and I just don't care. Sure. Do I? Or do I just Emperor exile it on their turn? They've proven to not have a creature, but I want this to flip to Knight so this can exile more things and get more Ancestral Angers out of the way. And I want this to attack to keep gaining life. So I guess if I do this, I go back up to 14. Like, I can't be too upset about it. And it's very possible if they just have spells and they don't really want to use them, then I'm looking fine. It's Slick Shot out. You could argue I'm supposed to be getting Angers right now out of the way because they're like +3 right now. But I think making as big of a buffer as I can is pretty good. Ace or Emperor? Emperor it is. Very cool.
Still have much to learn.
Pretty sick draws. Thorin. Lifelinker. And now we'll start getting these Ancestral Angers out of here. And we can just go for the Throat to Godric. Especially if they target it with another Ancestral Anger. Graveyard Trespasser, proving why it probably should have been played considerably more. Yeah, Sorin has text on it. That's for sure. A lot of it. Just like every Magic card is printed today. Hope you know how to read. But Magic players don't. So, you know, tough call. Sure. It's all fine. Yeah, play with fire for Sorin. Where's this guy going? Face? Nope. I'm like playing blue-white. But I'm not. Now they use Lightning Strike on Sorin and they give it up. Very sweet, very sweet. Okay, to talk about the list a little bit, it's a little bit weird one to kind of feature, but it did win an MTGO challenge, and you might be like, why is it weird to feature this match? Hold on. Bye. Goodbye. All these cards are gone after rotation, so this is a little bit weird to feature, but it did win a challenge. And if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I like to play decks that have won challenges. Obviously the set's not coming out tomorrow, so if you do have these in paper, like, this is something to consider playing in standard. But we also can take a little gander at our sideboard here and see things that we don't necessarily lose. For example, like Pest Control, which is very good. And I imagine this is kind of one of the key sideboard pieces that were very effective in allowing this deck to win that challenge, taking out Boros pretty aggressively by taking care of all their 1 mana less spells and mono red as well at times, and cycling it when needed. And then Liliana's coming in for the control matchups. And then we have Path to Perils, which are also rotating, so it's a little bit of a hit there as well. Unlicensed Source should be rotating as well. It is. And then we have Duresses, which I have M21 ones, so I don't know when they're rotating, but cards like kind of whatever. But other than that, this deck performed pretty well. I think we know that Bronco is good, even though I rated it F tier when the set came out. I just didn't like... I guess I just underestimated how often like you don't lose tempo, because when you play the 3-drop that has 3 power, you can just saddle it, because like your creature being tapped is whatever, I guess, because unless you want it to be a blocker, when you're under pressure, Bronco does suck and you don't really want to attack. But realistically, if you're attacking, the most damage we're taking against control, for example, is 5. Just control, you don't really care, so it's kind of whatever. But Bronco, a lot of times, I guess I can highlight it so we can see it here on screen, but Bronco has done better than I thought it would. I was very high the very first time I was rating it. Then I said, like, I changed my mind on it after thinking about it, because I was like, I know how awkward Dark Confidant has been and how painful it's been now. So I was just kind of like, it fits kind of the same description, no? But against decks where you can saddle this and attack, and then when you do hit this 5-mana card, it just shoots your opponent for 5. It just feels so good, and it's very effective. But other than that, I think Graveyard Trespasser was probably MVP. I love Graveyard Trespasser. I am a little sad to see it go, but I'm very happy to never have to queue up against it again, because I think this card is arguably single-handedly one of the most annoying cards to deal with, along with Wedding Announcement. Every time I see one of these cards, I'm just like, man, I really do have to just like constantly attack for 3 turns and never get through, or I have to 2-for-1 myself if I don't have a way to make them sacrifice this. So it's a little annoying on that, but the deck's just solid. I think it's good. It's very well tuned for best of 3, of course, and best of 1 variations. I think you're looking to play more of just mono black, or even the other Orzhov pile that is like play the artifact, make them sack, pick it up with the pixie, and do that kind of nonsense there. But other than that, I mean, it performed well. I think we lost 2 matches and won 6. I could be wrong, but I know my win rate with it was positive overall, so that's very cool. Outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. A little bit shorter one in comparison to the last 2, but I have work early in the morning, and it is 2:30. And I haven't started editing. So I'm going to call it there. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.